you can use the same decoration that you had last year. You can. You don't have to buy a new decoration. Just change the design. This is the Decor and Lifestyle Center. Hi Decor Stylers, welcome back. For the persons who are visiting the channel for the first time, I am Charlene and I am very happy to have you over on this side. Guys, in this video, I am inspiring you, or I hope that I am inspiring you to use the decorations that you purchased last year. Use them back this year. Because in this corporate Christmas tree decor, that's what I basically did. Now, when the client called me, I knew that I had to use what they had last year, because they ain't gonna be going out to go buy nothing new. And the decorations that were bought last year are, in my estimation, still very current. So you can follow the trends. You just don't need to go out and buy every year. Use your same decor and just up your design style. I had a little bit of challenge, I'm going to be honest with you, because sometimes some design will require a little bit more thinking, or it will also require you to just think out of the box a little bit, you know? And I was very adamant about using what we had. Now, one of the first things that I figured out when I was, laying out the ornaments and trying to figure out how I was going to be using them was that sometimes, depending on the design, you might have to tweak it a little bit. And that's what I did. So primarily for the front of the tree, I maintained the cohesiveness of the design that I had in mind. And so for the back of the tree, that is where now you can reduce the way how you let the design flow. So you don't have to do the exact same thing on the back, because ain't nobody seeing that. Nobody's seeing that, honey. Especially if your Christmas tree is placed against a wall. If it is out in the open, then that certainly wouldn't work for you, because persons would be able to go right around and see. And you don't want that to happen. So if you are able to place your tree against a wall, then definitely reduce the amount of ornaments that you place on the back. Just make sure that the front of the tree is fabulous, okay? The other thing that I want to pass on to you is that you have to lay out all of your ornaments and, kind of have a little idea about how you want the flow of the colors, the flow of the different types of ornaments that you have, and just how best. So you kind of need to have a little picture in your mind about how you want it to appear. And you must lay out every single ornament and then sometimes you really have to do a mental check in terms of counting them off to see, you know, if you are able to produce the design that you have in mind. So don't just start on the tree, start to decorate, and then you realize that you don't have enough. Don't do that. Do a little mental check and lay out the design on the floor, you know, count out the ornaments and see how many you have. That's what I did. Focus on the flow of the colors. If you're using more than one color, focus on how you want the color to flow. Now, in this design, I did a spiral of the ornaments going down the tree. So it started very small at the top, and we had a lot of small gold ornaments, so we just concentrated that at the top. I didn't want to be mixing them in and then not having enough to complete the design. So I used all the small gold ornaments at the top of the tree, and then as we moved down, then the sizes became bigger until we got to the end. A lot of the designs that I'm seeing now on social media tend to use the really big ornaments. If you can afford those, then certainly go ahead and use those. But just look for the inspiration. You can check YouTube to find your inspiration as well, and just come up with a classic design. Now, I think this design that I created last year, I am hard pressed to try and figure out which one is my favorite between the Christmas tree we did last year and the one we did this year. And if you're starting out late like me this year from my home, use what you have. All right? So until I see you, walk good. And I look forward to seeing you next week. So remember to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next week. Walk good. Bye-bye.